Thought you'd be bigger.
Starting off our list at number 10, we have Helldivers 2. You'll have bigger gaming regret in 2024 than being late to the Helldivers train. Trust us, it's a ride you don't want to miss. Sure, at first glance, it might seem like just another game about shooting bugs with your buddies. And don't get us wrong, that's ridiculously fun, but it's so much more than that. The game is steeped in the satirical spirit of Starship Troopers, making the chaotic action feel like part of a larger, grimly comedic narrative. The backdrop of humanity's ongoing, and frankly desperate, fight for survival against overwhelming alien forces adds a compelling layer to the gameplay. This isn't just about racking up kills. It's about being a cog in a bigger machine, a live-service world where every mission contributes to a collective effort. Add to that the humor, the over-the-top militaristic propaganda vibes, and the pure adrenaline rush of its co-op mechanics. And Helldivers 2 has a vibe that's nothing short of fantastic. Late to the party? Don't be. This is one you'll want to dive into from day one. Coming in at number 9, Senua Saga, Hellblade 2. I'll be damned if Hellblade 2 isn't one of the best-looking games I've ever played. From the very first moment, it's clear that Ninja Theory is pulling out all the stops. As the unstable Norse warrior Senua, players are thrust into a hauntingly beautiful world filled with some of the most cinematic encounters in gaming. Whether you're fighting off surreal, otherworldly foes, or unraveling environmental puzzles that blur the line between reality and Senua's fractured psyche, every moment feels meticulously crafted. And yes, you'll spend a good portion of the roughly 7-hour campaign gazing at some of the most detailed rocks in gaming history. But it's not just about the visuals. This game's presentation and atmosphere are on another level. The binaural audio, which pumps Senua's frenzied internal monologues straight into your brain, is once again the star of the show. It's deeply immersive, unsettling, and unlike anything else out there. Moving on at number 8, we have Tekken 8. Tekken 8 marks a triumphant return for the celebrated fighting series, delivering its first entry since 2015's Tekken 7. In the near decade since its predecessor, Bandai Namco has been hard at work, and it shows. This is the first major fighting game powered by the graphic leaps of Unreal Engine 5, and the results are nothing short of stunning. From character animations to dynamic stage environments, every detail is crafted to push the boundaries of visual fidelity in the genre. But Tekken 8 isn't just about looking good, it's about playing even better. Bandai has introduced the new Heat State gameplay system, designed to ramp up the intensity of battles while adding deeper layers of strategy and aggression to matches. It's a bold evolution that promises to make this installment not only a standout in the series, but a strong contender for the title of the best fighting game of the year. Next up on our list, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If you're not a Final Fantasy fanatic, feel free to move right along and save yourself the mental gymnastics. Still here? Great. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the highly anticipated sequel to 2020's Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, as the name implies, was a reimagining of the 1997 classic Final Fantasy VII. Confused yet? Don't worry, you're not alone. But for those who followed this saga for decades, this game is the stuff of dreams. As the middle entry in the trilogy, Rebirth promises to expand on the foundations of the first part while taking bold, creative liberties with the original's iconic story. It's equal parts nostalgia trip and fresh adventure, blending modern RPG mechanics with the unforgettable characters and moments that made the series legendary. For a hell of a lot of gamers, this isn't just another release, it's the release of the year, and it's easy to see why. Whether you're here for the jaw-dropping visuals, the revamped combat, or the thrill of revisiting a reimagined Midgar and beyond, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has all the makings of an instant classic. Moving on, at number 6 we have Dragon's Dogma 2. Dragon's Dogma 2 is nothing short of a miracle for fans of Capcom's cult classic RPG. Over a decade since the original's release in 2012, this sequel is a second chance to refine and expand upon an ambitious concept. A sprawling open-world fantasy game with ludicrously fun combat, Shadow of the Colossus-style enemy climbing, and a dynamic day-night cycle that feels genuinely immersive. Limited fast travel adds to the sense of adventure, making every journey feel purposeful and perilous. But the magic doesn't stop there. Sure, playing as a magical archer is thrilling, but the real standout feature is the companion system. Players can create custom NPCs, known as pawns, who don't just fight alongside you but learn from your strategies and bring their unique flair to combat and exploration. It's a feature that sets Dragon's Dogma 2 apart, adding a layer of personalization and strategy that's as satisfying as the explosive spellcasting and sword-swinging gameplay. For fans of fantasy RPGs, this is a dream come true, a chance to dive back into a world that feels alive, challenging, and endlessly rewarding. If you missed it the first time, don't make the same mistake twice. Next up at number 5, we have Warhammer. Warhammer 40K. Space Marine 2 is shaping up to be the adrenaline-fueled power fantasy fans have been waiting for. A sequel over a decade in the making. It's ready to take the brutal, no-holds-barred action of the original and crank it up to 11. You step back into the boots of an ultramarine, a walking tank of devastation, as you face off against swarms of Tyranids in some of the most chaotic and visceral battles the franchise has ever seen. But it's not just about mowing down waves of enemies. It's about embodying the sheer, unstoppable force that defines the Warhammer universe. The game doesn't just look amazing. It feels amazing, with every strike, chainsword slash, and bolter round packing the kind of weight and impact you'd expect from a genetically engineered super soldier. Whether you're a longtime Warhammer fan or just someone looking for an intense, cinematic action game, Space Marine 2 has everything you could ask for. Jaw-dropping visuals, larger-than-life battles, and a grimdark atmosphere that pulls you into its world of endless war. Coming up next, at number 4 we have Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is more than just a feast for the eyes. It's a high-octane action game that demands your full attention. Often compared to the likes of Nier, Automata, this game blends breathtaking visuals with razor-sharp combat mechanics, creating an experience that feels as stylish as it is intense. At its heart, Stellar Blade is a story of survival and humanity, set against the backdrop of a post-apocalyptic world teetering on the edge of collapse. But don't let the heavy narrative themes fool you. The real star of the show is the combat. Fast, fluid, and relentlessly challenging, every encounter is a test of skill, timing, and adaptability. Whether you're delivering punishing combos or dodging enemy strikes by the skin of your teeth, it's the kind of gameplay that keeps you hooked from start to finish. And did we mention how stunning this game looks? From sprawling, desolate landscapes to intricately designed characters, Stellar Blade is a visual powerhouse that immerses you in its hauntingly beautiful world. Moving on to number 3, we have Rise of the Ronin. We've seen plenty of Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice imitators since From Software's 2019 masterpiece redefined the genre, but Rise of the Ronin feels like it's playing in a league of its own. From the legendary developers behind Ninja Gaiden, this game doesn't just borrow from the best. It adds its own adrenaline-charged spin that sets it apart. Let's talk about that flame sword from the trailer. If that doesn't have you ready to dive in, the brutal boss battles surely will. Designed to test even the most hardened Elden Ring veterans, these encounters demand precision, strategy, and a whole lot of patience. This isn't just about mastering combat, it's about surviving it. Set in a richly detailed world at the crossroads of history and myth, Rise of the Ronin offers more than just punishment, it offers purpose. The blend of fluid action, challenging foes, and stunning visuals makes it one of the most promising entries in the genre. If you're ready to earn your victories one hard-fought duel at a time, this is the game to beat. At the number 2 spot, we have Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws is the bold, open-world adventure fans have been dreaming of. Set between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, it drops you into the galaxy's seedy underbelly, where scoundrels, smugglers, and shadowy alliances reign supreme. This isn't a story about Jedi or Sith. It's about survival, cunning, and carving your own path in a universe caught in the grip of tyranny. You play as Kay Vess, a scrappy outlaw with her loyal companion Nyx, navigating a galaxy filled with danger and opportunity. Whether you're pulling off high-stakes heists, piloting your ship through asteroid fields, or negotiating with crime syndicates, every choice feels meaningful and every moment cinematic. And let's not forget the scale. With its seamless planets, dynamic combat, and moral dilemmas, Outlaws isn't just another Star Wars game. It's a groundbreaking entry into the open-world genre.
You're late, Kay. Doc is waiting.
What? Are you worried?
And finally, at the number 1 spot, we have Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth. Wukong isn't just a game, it's a revelation. Drawing from the timeless Chinese epic journey to the West, it brings the legendary Monkey King to life in a breathtakingly crafted world brimming with wonder and danger. This isn't merely a retelling of folklore, it's a sprawling action RPG that redefines what a mythological adventure can be. The moment Wukong twirls his staff with supernatural precision, you know you're witnessing something extraordinary. The combat is a masterclass in fluidity and challenge, combining Souls-like precision with mythical elements that make every encounter unforgettable. Transforming into beasts, summoning magical clones, and wielding godlike powers aren't just flashy mechanics. They're your lifeline in a world teeming with colossal foes and jaw-dropping boss fights that demand strategy and skill. Visually, Black Myth. Wukong sets a new benchmark. Every scene, from the misty forests to intricately detailed enemies, is a work of art, immersing players in a world that feels both fantastical and deeply rooted in Chinese heritage. This game isn't just entertainment. It's a tribute to one of the world's most enduring stories, delivered through cutting-edge graphics and groundbreaking gameplay.